Hey guys, welcome back. Yes, this looks totally different. This is an experiment I'm doing. Um, hopefully, I feel like I'm a floating head, right? But today I want to talk about my retirement budget, right? Someone asked me a couple weeks back, I think it was, how am I going to make $250,000 last in retirement? And a lot of you guys know we're going to travel in an RV. That's not to save money. It's because that's what we want to do. $250,000. I got a little ways away to that. But essentially, if you watch the Retire with Less series, that's essentially what it's going to be. And it's going to be some side money, right? Like YouTube and possibly some other things. I don't know. But I ran this spreadsheet about a year ago, and I'm going to share it with you. If you want a copy of it, I'll leave a link to it down below too, because I mean it's a very simple spreadsheet. But I'm going to drop you in here, and we're going to show you. I'm going to show you what my budgeting looks like for RV life, right? And I'm going to show you what I expect to make and off of my $250,000 and side income expenses and all that stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. Let me know what you think of this. I don't know. It just seems like I'm just a floating head, but that's okay. Okay, so here we go. Now, we're in the spreadsheet, right? And it's called my Road to Retire spreadsheet because it's the road, RV, all that good stuff. What I did here was I put in the portfolio value of $250,000. I put in the age of 50. Now, I'm probably not going to get there by 50. It's probably going to be a few more years after that, but I'm just using this as an example. So $250,000, and you put your portfolio value here. You put your portfolio yield, what you expect to make out of your portfolio, right? I got here 15%. Now, a lot of people are going to say, hey, that's quite high. Yes. But if you're a watcher maybe a viewer of the Retire with Less series, you'll know that we are running a strategy to generate income off of $250,000. Now, granted, over time, this portfolio has grown a little bit, but still, if we look down here, we added up all of last year's income out of it, and we got $34,364.09 for an average of $2,863.67 a month. And we weren't being very aggressive at all doing that. Okay. Check out that series. Next week, we're going to have a new update on it. I'm working on it. We'll have January, how's it going to work out with the market going down like it has? And, in my opinion, it's going to work out great. But I wanted to show you my expenses here real quick of what I project my expenses, and I'll show you how the spreadsheet works. So one thing out of this that's not in here is rent, right? Because we are not going to be renting a house any longer. So that's out of it. But what we do have is food. Currently, we are a family of 3. And we spend about $600 a month on food, right? That's eating in everything that we need, right? When me and my wife hit the road, I just budgeted for that same amount. The reason why I did that is because even though we have one less mouth to feed, a lot of times when you're traveling the country, you may have to buy things that are a little more expensive because you may be in a small town, things of that nature, right? Now, gas, I have on here 400. Right now, we spend about 200 driving around town. I put 400 because we'll have an RV and a car. Now, you're going to say, well, if you're going to be driving around in an RV, you're going to spend a lot more in gas. Well, what we plan on doing is slow travel. So we may go to a spot, park the RV for a month, and take the car and drive around. We'll find a fuel efficient car and we'll do it that way. And that will save you a ton of money in your travels. So we'll spend a month in an area and fully explore the area, probably, 45 minutes to an hour in a circle around that area. And that's how we'll do it. Now, health insurance, I wanted to put it up here, but I did a quote. You can look up not Obamacare. What's it called? ACA healthcare or something like that. You got to look for the government site, not the because a lot of those sites are real ad-like sites. But you can get quotes, and you can put in your annual income, whether you're married, your age, how often you use the doctor, etc., etc. And I got a quote for me and my wife out of South Dakota, because when you RV and you don't have a home, you still have to have an address. South Dakota actually specializes in nomads traveling the country, so you can have an established residency there, even though you don't live there. So health insurance, just a silver plan, nothing fancy or anything like that. For me and my wife, it's $150 a month, pretty affordable. Now, of course, that doesn't include if you use the doctor, if you have prescriptions, all that stuff is not added in there. I don't plan on using it very much. That's why, if you notice in my net worth update, I added that health as wealth. We're making changes. We're losing weight. We're trying to become as healthy as possible. Now, maintenance, I put in there at $200 a month, whether we need it or not. I'm just going to earmark $200 a month, oil changes, tires, car washes, all that good stuff, right? Car and RV insurance. I looked online. I know my car currently here in California, I pay about $85 a month for full coverage insurance through State Farm. And so the RV might be a little bit more than that, but we'll see. But I just estimated $200 a month on that. Phone and internet, I'd probably go down to one phone. Right now, we're spending $180 on phones alone for 3 people. We'd probably just go down to one because it'll be me and my wife. We're probably never going to be separated. So $200 for probably a hotspot and a phone. That actually might be a little low, but we'll see, because I'm going to need the internet to work, make YouTube videos, things like that. Now, camping, I put on here $500. There's a lot of places you can stay for free. Like if you needed to get off the road for a season, you can stay in New Mexico for extremely cheap. You can stay in Arizona for extremely cheap. Yes, they're deserts. But if if there was an issue where you needed to get off the road and build up your savings, you can do that. But there's also, I found another website that had some good resources, and there's RV parks under $350 per month. Are they going to be fancy? Absolutely not. But if you need to save money, then they are an option. But they have a little map here. And there's a lot of places around the country, especially in the South, that have a lot of parks, especially in Texas, have a lot of parks that are under $350 per month. If you needed to, you can stay there long term, build up your savings, that type of thing. Next up, vehicle registration. I earmark $50 a month. It's probably going to be about that. RVs are a little bit more expensive to register. Propane, RVs are propane powered. Basically, your furnace is propane. Your cooking is propane. So I'm just going to say average $50 a month. That's probably actually on the high side. And then I put eating out and, whatever we want to do, go enjoy some stuff. $300 a month. That might be a little light. I don't know. At first, it might be a little light because when you first start traveling, you just want to see everything, do everything, eat everything, all that. So that comes out to $2,650 for $31,800 per year. Okay. And that's, I don't know. I mean, that's $900 just in food. That's kind of pricey in my opinion. So that might be a little high. Some of it might be a little low. I don't think I'm missing a whole lot. If I am, let me know. But that's $31,800. Now, what I did, if you noticed, I started at age 50, right? So what I did was took that 31,800 in today's dollars and I inflated it by 3%. Now you're going to say, well, inflation's a lot higher than that. I don't think that's going to continue. Our country we can't get hyperinflation and expect to survive. They're going to have to do something about it. And so I just said 3%. So I'm 46 now, right? So we got 4 years until. So I inflated it for 4 years. So we have $34,748.72 in yearly expenses, and that's what I put there. So if we go back over, we'll see 15% portfolio yield, portfolio income of $37,500. Now remember, we got $34,364 in a kind of a conservative way, I would say. Okay, so $37,500 is not far-fetched. Side income of $6,000. That's YouTube, whatever it is. I'm making about, I don't know, 300 something a month now. In 4 years, who knows? Maybe I make $500 a month. And then your total income goes there, 43.5, and then your expenses go there. Now, what I did was continue the expenses 3% every year. Okay, expenses go up. Side income, I just figured you make about 5% more every year that you're doing your side hustle, right? And the portfolio income only goes up due to the fact that your income outweighs your expenses, so that your next year will have more money than you did the previous year. Hope that makes sense. So, you just go on down, right? We're not losing money as long as we get that 15%. Now, let's just say we start collecting Social Security at 62. We both get $24,000, okay? Say we go even more conservative on the portfolio and we get 12%, okay? Now the portfolio is still growing every year. Now, let's say at 70, let's just say I kick the bucket, okay? So we have $627,000 at age 70, total income of $120,000, expenses at $62,000. Let's say I kick the bucket. My wife goes out and buys a $200,000 home somewhere. I don't know. There's places in Florida if you really had to and go live in a retirement community, right? Right now you can find homes for $20,000, $40,000 in mobile homes, right? And yeah, you're going to have lot rent and expenses like that. But if money was a factor, right? But $200,000, you can do that. You can find a home somewhere. So she does that, and then Social Security gets cut in half because I'm gone. And then, maybe she says, I don't know what you're doing, right, as far as options. What if she just dumps it all into Newsy and she starts getting 7%? And you'll see, everything's going fine until age 90. She starts really running out of money. Do I anticipate living till 90? No, I'm not even going to plan for it, to be honest with you. And another thing, caveat here is expenses going up 3% every single year. That's actually false, because as you get older, you slow down. You start spending less. Your income, your expenses, as you age, actually, you ramp up, and then as you age, you start going down the hill, and you start spending less, right? So there you go. We got an average yield 10% a year over that time, and we run out of money basically at age 91. Okay. Now here you can put in expenses At age 70, 200,000, what if we're still kicking and we need a new RV? I mean, I'm sure we need a new RV back here somewhere, but you can copy this formula right here, copy and paste the formula, and let's buy a new RV at that time. It didn't copy that formula. Why not? Oh, because this entire thing. Oh, that's why. Anyway, let's do that. Let's copy that. And then let's go at 58 and paste the formula. And let's say we needed a $50,000, $60,000 new RV at that time. And there you go. But now we run out of money, right? So, maybe she'll have to buy a cheaper house at that point, right? At this point in time. So we'll change that to 75,000. And then she runs out of money at 86. So what I'm trying to say is be flexible. Maybe you need to work a little more, right? I never said in retirement that you should stop earning money. In retirement, I think it's imperative that you continue to earn money. And, there's going to be times where, you don't get the 15%, right? I think that's also imperative that you have some cash on the side. Like when we retire, I plan to have a whole year ahead, right? So it's really not 250. It's probably more like 284. But I would really like to be a year ahead. That way, if things happen, you can make that decision whether to pull off your portfolio, slow down, tighten your belt, that type of thing. So I hope this helps. I'll share this down below. Like I said, I think, in my opinion, that the people on the lower income scale, like myself, like a lot of you, I would imagine, that are watching this, the good thing about us is that we know how it seems. I think the poor people, I'm generalizing, I'm probably going to make some enemies here. Actually, a lot of them can handle their money a little bit better, right? Because we're used to not having. So what I'm saying is tightening the belt is easier, right? Going without or sacrificing something, right, at certain times when needed, is one thing. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, you're not living your life to the fullest or whatever. Well, I made my bed. I got to sleep in it, right? I didn't go to school. I don't have an education. I wasn't a high income earner. And I got to make do with the bed that I made, right? And that's my message. We can sit here and work until we're 70 and, cross every I, dot every T. But then what if you kick the bucket right when you decide, okay, all the I's and T's are crossed, and you kick the bucket? I'm not going to live like that. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to try, because we're not even retired yet, but I'm going to try to do the things that me and my wife want to do before this life is over, because you only get one shot. And I think you need to take your shot, because tomorrow's not promised, right? So that's all I got. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to do the January Retire with Less series to see if we can generate income out of that portfolio, especially in this market. So look forward to seeing you down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You guys have a good one. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.